Dice. Rolls. Dragons. Trolls.
Dadventurous.
Welcome back to
Dadventurous.
Dadventurous.
What?
I don't know.
Isn't that like Callie's voice?
It was your dad's voice
Or
doing
was it-
dad things.
Or was it Tava?
Something like that.
Kelly and Tava are like friends, right?
Yeah, they were. They met each other.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
They were indeed friends. You know who else is friends? You and me, arguably, also related.
Arguably.
And we are back for another episode of Friendship, of Excitement, and of Dungeons and Dragons.
Do Excitement and Dungeons and Dragons have a friendship?
I think so. I think they do. I think they're best of friends.
Oh.
If you're playing right.
That's true. If you're playing right.
So welcome back. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a level up situation because I forgot to say it last time, but Kia has become
Level 7.
level 7. And so we're gonna do a little bit of a recap, and then we'll jump into like a level up / story time situation.
Story time with
Yep.
dad and daughter.
That's right. Last time we played, you had to get out of the gasoline graveyard. You snagged another surged artifact, and you took to the skies again with Beryl and Maud.
To the skies.
Yep, and you guys decided that you have an understanding of 6 surged artifacts. They all seem to be connected to past world items, past world ruins, past world creatures, you know what I mean, scraper creatures, all that sort of stuff. You sailed your way out of that battle. You decided to make your way to a little secret hideaway that Beryl knew of, a behind-the-waterfall cave of awesomeness with a pirate ship behind it.
That was fused to the rock.
Yeah. Some of that weird past world surge activity where it was probably once on an ocean and instead now it's in a cave behind a waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
While there, you guys kind of figured out what the glasses of night seeing do, and
The glasses of
you said you were
past
gonna,
glasses.
yeah, you were gonna come up with a
Glasses of the
name.
past.
There you go. For them, maybe glasses of the past, for example. And it seemed to show you past world ruins, what they used to be, past world things, what they used to be. So this old, rotten, decrepit ship, when you put the glasses on, was beautiful and brand new and looked awesome. Then you took a long rest, and then I completely ruined your long rest by having you be attacked by a gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous cube. It was a double cube, though.
You defeated
cube
it,
wasn't a
and
cube.
what was on the inside?
Drumroll, please.
Awesome.
The Rubik's Cube of Mist and Fog.
That's right.
What was it? That was it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you completed the colors, it allowed you to have Mog. We're going to call it Mog. Mog roll out from the Rubik's Cube.
But what's the M? Is it like smog?
It's Mist and Fog.
Oh,
It's
Mog.
yeah.
Isn't that the same thing?
Probably. And you were talking with Beryl about potentially the usefulness of it when in the airship.
As disguising the airship as a surprisingly fast-moving cloud.
That's right. And then you sailed along, started making your way back towards Scarlet Hill.
Yeah.
You started to see the city off into the distance. The hair's whipping through your face. Wow, the wind is whipping through your hair. And the hair is also whipping through your face.
I don't know if I want the wind to whip through my face. That sounds kind of...
It's windy, dang it. And you're sitting there enjoying a rest, enjoying maybe some snacks. And
Are there any flapjacks?
no, you're in the air right now. It's probably jerky and potato chips.
Potato chips?
Yep. And one split 4 ways chocolate bar, which you're having right now.
Split
Flibbit's only eating the chocolate bar, skipping everything else.
As per usual.
And
Are flumps just like naturally consume a lot of sugar?
in my world, I have no idea in real D&D. And Beryl starts tinkering with some of her alchemical gear, and she's going to, hey Kia,
What?
let me see your that spray bottle you're always using, the one for your thorns. Yeah. Let me see that. I'm gonna see if I can give it a little upgrade.
Okay. Kia carefully takes it out of this little sash that she has and hands it to Beryl.
And again,
it says, "Do not spray it, because if you spray it, there's thorns."
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna see if I can make them a little bit cooler. And so she goes over to a section while you guys are sailing along, and we'll say Maud's handling steering right now, and Beryl starts tinkering on her little corner of the airship. Again, it's not very big. It's like 10 foot square, but you guys all have kind of like a corner with the four of you.
Wait, it's what do you mean 10-foot square, wide?
Like 5 foot on each side.
Oh, the corners. Yeah.
So not very big, but she's sitting cross-legged on the ground, big half-orc body, and she starts taking that little spray bottle. She unscrews the cap. She takes a little bit out with the squeezer. She puts it into a little vial. She starts shaking it up, and she's going to spend the time trying to upgrade your spray bottle.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does she ever accidentally trigger the thorn mechanism?
We'll say at one point you hear her go, "Ow!" And you look over and there's a thorn stuck in her hand and she has to pick it out and she flicks it over the side.
Oh.
And
I told you not to spray it.
I had to test something. And so Maud's driving, Flibbit's there, and that's what Beryl's up to. What are you up to in this nice sail? We'll say you can see clearer skies. You can see clearer skies in front of you, and you're starting to come to the ends of the Stormwood.
The Stormwood
Maybe
is
another hour or two away from the ends of the Stormwood.
Kia would be... I think Kia's map is kind of it probably just started out as a map of elsewhere, and she's probably been slowly adding little discoveries that she's made. Is the gasoline graveyard on there?
No, it's not. Not on.
Is it just a clearing?
Yeah, it's just a clearing, and Theodore had mentioned an area that people don't use anymore because scrapers had taken over the area, and you're pretty sure that was it.
Oh.
And Maud had heard of the gasoline graveyard.
Yeah.
But no one knew where it was exactly.
I think Kia is going to probably take out... She probably has I was thinking she carried some sort of writing utensil around.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. You probably have some cool past world pen that you've found.
Like a mechanical pencil.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Never runs out of lead or something.
Exactly.
I think Kia takes out her fancy mechanical pencil and starts adding in that clearing, saying gasoline graveyard and drawing her depiction of a car.
Okay.
And probably goes and says Coaster Chaos and drawing chaos, Coasty the Chaos Man.
There you go. Starts going through and
Retail Ruins, drawing a cat.
Nice.
All those little things.
Yeah.
And probably
little beholder next to Vibe Town.
Yeah. It writes Vibe Town. And that asks Flibbit, wait, is are V and T uppercase? Or is just V uppercase?
I think just the V. I think it's one word.
Okay.
Vibe Town.
Okay. And she writes Vibe Town and draws a little beholder with little, it's like stick figure beholder.
Nice.
With the eye stalks.
Flibbit's yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll go back and check that place out one day.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder a little bit about what he was talking about, the other, where I'm from.
Yeah.
I've been so long hanging out with you, I kind of forgot, to be honest, because I'd just been in my cave with my dwarves.
Yeah. Did you ever go outside the cave?
Nope, that was my whole life.
Well, at least now you get to explore.
I'm not very old, but no, I've been enjoying it here. I like it here, but it does make you wonder where I'm coming from and why, and what's the connection with all that.
What are the portals that are being portally, right?
Well, and you've got your new ability.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You've been able to mistily step your way.
Mistily step your way. Yes. I think I'll... Yeah, I've been able to try that out.
I don't know if just connection with me has made you more portal prone or...
Portal prone.
Or what do you think?
That sounds like the title of a book or something. Portal prone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Have you been able to figure any other cool abilities out? I'm winking furiously at the daughter because
I know what
it's
you're
a
doing,
cue
but
into level 7 stuff.
but your face that you're doing with it is just so funny. He's basically he's basically squinting one eye really, really tight while having his mouth out at a weird angle, like he's yawning.
Yeah, I'm normally squinting and winking like I always do. Just kidding. But yes, that's what he says.
Yes, indeed, I did figure something out.
Did you now?
Not in that voice.
When did you
obviously,
figure it out? Did you figure it out this morning?
Yeah, I figured it out on the way by, and I have ethereal step, which is basically like Misty Step, except it's ethereal, fancy.
It's way cooler than
Schmancy.
Misty Step. Misty Step's boring now.
Misty Step's boring with his fancy pink mist. No, I have ethereal step. It says, at 7th level, you learn to step through the ethereal plane.
Fancy.
As a bonus action, I can cast the etherealness spell with this feature without expending a spell slot, but the spell ends at the end of the current turn. Not my turn, but the end of the round, I think. It says, once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the etherealness spell basically turns you into...
So the ethereal...
It's not like a blink dog. It's like
it overlaps with your current plane. You remain in the mortal ethereal for the duration until you use an action to dismiss the spell. During the spell, you can move in any direction that you want, and you can see or hear the plane you originated from. But everything looks gray, and you can't see anything more than 60 feet away. And you can only be affected by creatures on the ethereal plane, and no one can perceive you or interact with you.
Okay. So
basically, it's like a ghost step.
Yeah.
For that time, you are untargetable and
invisible
from that area. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I hold up a hand and say, wait, flip it, watch this. And so I think it's kind of like her Misty Step, but instead of like the purple pink like portally mist like completely engulfing her and dissipating, I think it's just like comes up like a slightly opaque fog. You just barely can't see through it.
Okay.
And I think it kind of like blows in front of her, and she's there 1 second. Yeah. And then poof.
Nice.
And I think Kia is going to sneak up behind Flibbit.
Oh boy. And you can hear him for a second. He's going, whoa, how'd she do that? Where'd she go? What's going on?
I sneak up behind Flibbit, and I think I can end the spell. Can I end the spell?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so basically she ends the spell and taps him on the flump equivalent of his shoulder.
Whoa. How'd you do that? That was super cool.
Everything went gray and foggy, and I obviously stuck up behind you and tapped you on the shoulder.
Wow.
And now everything's colored again, and no longer foggy. Well, unless if and I think Kia stares at the Rubik's Cube up above. Is it still producing fog?
Yeah, we'll say it. Beryl's strung it up so it covers the whole ship, and you guys start sailing into clear skies, but you just look like a cloud.
And
pretty cool.
I think she's like, well, actually, it's still quite a bit foggy, but not because of what I just did. Ooh, and I also got, that's what I figured out this morning. And I also, watch this. And Kia pulls out
ensnaring thing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm having barreled.
Oh.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You learned how to do that?
Yeah, I figured that out this morning.
Wow. Hey, you know what I figured out?
What?
This morning? I also feel evolved.
What is he, a Pokemon?
Kinda, yeah, I think so. I'd like to think he's
Pokemon that can talk.
A little bit of a Pokemon.
I feel evolved.
And we'll say that he is able to cast a little spell, and he got a little upgrade to some of his abilities, and he releases a stench cloud out into the air. And he got the ability Potent Cantrips.
potent cantrips.
And so now his stench spray that he does so well, if they succeed, they still take half damage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So he can no longer
Completely
dismissed.
avoided.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So he's able to do that too. We'll say a
Cool.
little while passes. Oh yeah. I think it's gonna be super helpful when we get up there to Scarlet Hill.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if the hill is actually red or if it's just a name.
And Maud perks up and she goes, honestly, it's pretty cool when you see it.
Oh?
You'll see when we get there. But there's a type of flower that grows all on the hillside.
The bogleum flowers?
Kind of, but it's more of like a rose.
Oh,
And they're very scarlet in color.
pretty.
So during most of the year, except in the wintertime, there's red all on the hill.
Oh,
So
cool.
the name is before the city, actually.
Scarlet Hill.
I should ask, though, Kia,
What?
how do you want to go about it? It's a big city. We can probably go in, but I don't think we should go in by airship.
No, we should dock it somewhere inconspicuous and...
And I think we should assume that Czar's not that far behind us.
Yeah, I mean...
We made short work of the trip, but he was on the back of a large scraper bot running through the forest, so...
Yeah. I mean, generally, I'd say probably... I'm guessing, but scrapers aren't as fast as an airship. Not usually, I don't think. So maybe, like, by the time we land, maybe a couple hours or a day behind or something.
All right, well, just something to think about, that's all.
Yeah.
Beryl perks up at this, and she goes, well, as we get close, I'll land on the outskirts. We
Okay.
could go around if we want, maybe land somewhere near the shoreline, but it's on the ocean, and,
Oh.
I've come here before. It wouldn't be too crazy, but we're definitely going to be a target as soon as he gets back into the city.
I mean, it's also a big city, though.
Well, I meant the airship.
Oh, yes.
So, I think we'll land out there. Here, Kia, check this out. And she flicks you your bottle.
I catch it
You
and
catch
say,
it.
what?
She's like, well, let me show you. And she takes the ship and she starts descending down low. And you guys are above the tree line. And she goes, spray that thing on there with that second valve. And,
There's a second valve?
yeah, so you look at it now and she's fashioned like a secondary tube
Oh.
to it. And the chemicals like mixed together.
Oh.
And there's like a secondary spray function. She's like, try that one. And, I don't know, aim at that tree.
Just spray it?
Yeah.
Okay. Kia takes the second valve and goes, and makes a small spray and, like, nervously knocks it and tries to hit the tree.
Okay, now you can go ahead and describe what else you took. As we are just doing this for funsies, but
I took ensnaring strike.
nice. And so you let loose the arrow, it goes down and hits the tree, and it like collides with one of the branches, and that whole branch just like gets wrapped up in vines.
But that's cool.
She goes, yeah, thought that might be something that you'd be into.
Yeah, that's oh wow. That's really nice. Are they just like vines or what do they?
Yeah. It's just kind of taking your thing and making it a little bit more crazy.
Thanks.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for saving us from that giant cube back there.
No problem.
So Beryl goes, yeah, no, that's pretty, should be pretty fun for you.
Thanks.
Lock some guys down.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you think we ought to sail around and land and go from there?
Yeah, I think I'd prefer to land in somewhere not open. Like,
Do you want to land in the trees, like to the east a little bit?
yeah, I think trees, as long as it's not too far of a walk. Like
Yeah, no,
a
it'd be
day's
like-
walk. or-
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we could, and try to keep it a little more hidden.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, slightly within the tree line would be fine.
Okay. We'll say that Beryl goes, all right, well, we should be getting in, I don't know, late afternoon.
Okay.
Maybe towards the evening.
Into the city or our
No,
landing?
into our landing zone.
What time is it right now?
That's probably midday.
Okay.
Flippet goes, well, so we're going to try to get out and find Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther and hopefully some other people from Map's Edge.
All right. What do we think about Czar? Are we going to try to do we think he probably has Gunther? Or, I don't know. He didn't know, but we've beat him back here.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't even know where Gunther is, or I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Gunther, I think he either has Gunther or someone else in the city at least knows their whereabouts. Because, like, in theory,
Yeah, that's
they wouldn't
true.
be really, wouldn't know to hide. They wouldn't have reason to.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure we're being careful.
Yeah.
And then Maud goes, "Yeah, I think we land. I think we get into town. I think we split up.
Yeah.
Me and Beryl can go find some contacts of ours that we've got. And don't forget that Harwick's on his way here.
Oh, yeah.
He said he was going to bring the people of Wander Wharf, stick it to Czar. I mean,
Yeah.
sounds like Czar's creating quite a few enemies with all the stuff he's been stealing.
Yeah. I mean, that can't be good for mayorship.
No. I think based on how long it took us here to get here, I think in about 2 days, 3 days, we can expect Harwick to be here.
Okay.
And we should assume that Czar will be here first.
Yes, I think that's... He did leave before we did.
He did.
But I think the airship is faster.
I agree.
So-
Well, Beryl, take us down. And we'll say some time has passed, and you guys start gliding over to the area. And so Beryl starts, after a while, the sun's, a little lower in the sky, and starts sailing down and starts setting you guys down in a clearing in the trees, maybe an hour's walk.
Oh, okay.
But as you get closer, the city is huge. And you start seeing that iconic hillside of flowers surrounding the city now. The city built right on top of this hillside. Big, tall, skyscraper-style towers. You probably notice a couple of the buildings here are past world ruin buildings.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Like,
and so...
there's the occasional skyscraper.
Yeah. And it's very huge. In fact, if you put the glasses on, you'd be able to see how the buildings as they were.
Oh. I think
And people
seeing
have,
those
like-
past world buildings should probably put them on.
Yeah, you see them, and there's like some old buildings, and you're seeing them kind of like in all this glory. We'll say that right outside the city, too, there's like a big circular ruin
Oh.
that, nowadays just kind of looks like people farm around it and stuff like that. But as you're wearing the glasses, it looks like an old like sports arena.
Oh.
Yeah, and you
Does
say...
it fill in the rest of the city too, or no?
No, just the buildings that...
Just the buildings that are there.
The rest of the building is what has been created.
Cool.
Yeah, and so it's a little bit of a mix. And you guys sail over the trees, and you are able to land in a little clearing. And we'll say the trees here, a little bit more open than the storm would. Not a lot of underbrush. Some of those red flowers peeking even in here in the forest itself. So it adds this kind of like interesting red ground level.
Cool.
And finally, Beryl sets it down. You guys have that soft little thump on the ground. And she lashes it to some trees, and she starts lowering and deflating the balloon because she's under the assumption you guys will be at this for a while.
Yeah. Are they like as tall as rose bushes? Are they like bushes of flowers, or are they just like wildflowers?
I think they're more like wildflowers on the ground. Like,
cool.
Like you are, it'd be impossible not to walk on them.
Mm.
That's how many there are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're filling the ground.
Cool. I think Kia leans down and picks one.
Okay.
And like sniffs it.
Yeah, we'll say it has like a soft, earthy smell, maybe a little tinge of cinnamon. I don't know. And
You're just making this up,
not
aren't you?
quite anything crazy like the bog bloom flowers,
Yeah.
but definitely a pretty flower. Somewhere on the mix between a flower and like a weed, with how much it grows here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. I think she holds the one she picked out to Maud and says, "Do they have a name?"
I didn't even remotely
I like to throw you
think
for
about
this.
I thought it was just cool flowers. Yeah, they call them, it's not very creative, I guess, but they call them maroon blooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marine blooms and bog blooms.
Yeah.
It's a theme.
But yeah, the hill called Scarlet Hill.
Cool. And it was called that before?
As far as I know.
No.
Yeah, it was Hill came first and the city came later.
So it's
I think-
the city of Scarlet Hill on top of Scarlet Hill.
Mm-hmm. And Maud goes, yeah, to be honest, I think it might have been called that before.
The town?
Yeah, like before the surge.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty sure there's some stuff here that they found referencing Scarlet Hill, and that's kind of where it came from.
Cool.
So it's an old place. But really only the last, 10 years or so, it's taken over by the Bloodhounds.
Yeah.
And that's something we're going to need to be careful about. There is no other force. There is no other government here besides Tsar Bloodhoof.
Zara is the mayor and the Bloodhounds are the police force.
Exactly. So we're going to need to step lightly. And let's just say, in the grand scheme of things, I think we'll find a lot of those types of stores that Carl ran in Wanderwolf. Or I'm sorry, in
Briarport.
In Briarport.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to Carl. We know what happened to Carl.
He's surfing the waves.
He surfed off into the sunset with his buddy.
Smash cut. We
I
cut
thought we
to
only
the
do
ocean.
smash cuts at the
We
end.
cut to the ocean. Carl and Brad.
Oh, Brad was
surfing
his name, right?
the waves. Briarport to the east, right?
Mm-hmm.
They left behind such chaos. Skrick the Goblin started taking over Briarport, making another Bloodhound outpost. After all the chaos that Beryl and you caused, he really laid the crack down. And Carl just didn't want to work at such an impressive company anymore. He just wanted to surf. He just wanted to be free.
He didn't want to be good enough.
And he looks
Not
back
for them.
over his shoulder at the shore. It's just finally getting out of view. And he looks over at Brad and he goes, "Brad, look, you can barely see the shore anymore, man." And Brad goes, "Whoa, you're right. We're so far out here." And Carl's like, "Ha, this is crazy. I wonder where it'll lead us." And then they start paddling along, and a nice big swell comes, and they start surfing it down. And then in front of them, they start seeing
I knew this was coming.
the fog bank as they start approaching a far eastern island. And Carl goes, "Right on, man. The only way to know our future is to surf through it." And then Brad and Carl surf into the fog towards Far-Flung Tower.
Maybe to be seen again.
Maybe. There you go. These are the kinds of story beats people are looking for, I think. Smash cut back to Kia in the forest. I wonder where Carl is now.
I wonder when I'll eventually visit it, Carl and Brad will just be like sitting on the beach, like having the time of their lives.
Maybe we'll have to...
This is so cool, man. You're writing it down, aren't you?
I sure am.
Right, Brad was his name. Their roommate.
They're roommate surfers. Anyway,
right on.
I don't know what we were doing. You're in the forest. Beryl finally descends the balloon, throws some branches and things over the whole thing. She's able to get it tucked up into this nice little tight hot air balloon type thing. She goes, "All right, I'm good when you guys are."
Alrighty then, let's go. And I think Kia, takes one final look at the flower and then puts it behind her ear.
Nice.
And
Put it behind your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are, you're far enough away in the forest. You think it'll be an hour.
Okay.
Hour and a half to the city.
That's not bad.
You start walking along. There's a creek that you're kind of following next to. Really pretty. Nice, idyllic sort of.
And all
soft
the red
creek
flowers.
noises, the little flowers going by, and birds chirping above. It's very peaceful. It's a very pleasant place. You're not getting an oppressive vibe like you were in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, it's a, just a pleasant kind of rolling hill, foresty type vibe.
Cool. So, this kind of isn't really what I was expecting for the territory of the Bloodhounds.
Well, Maud says, he took over more recently.
Yeah.
The Bloodhounds had been a thing before, but they were always just kind of rivals to the Rummagers. It really wasn't until Tsar came along that they started becoming a big thing.
Yeah.
And so,
I guess we'll see what it looks like inside the city.
Yeah, but, this place is beautiful. I've been here before. Yep. Nope. I've spent some time here. I've done some trading here, too. It's just a big city. It's a beautiful big city. We shouldn't have any problem getting in. We're just going to have to step lightly.
I don't think he's gotten back in time to put wanted posters up quite yet.
Yeah, maybe we got 1 day of freedom or something. We can see what kind of breakfast places they have here.
Bed and breakfast?
That's right. About that time...
I was just wondering, what if Carl and Brad finally make it through the fog and they're greeted to Maybe the far-flung tower is actually a remote bed and breakfast place.
There you go.
Smash cut again. Oh, God. Why do we keep doing smash cuts back to Carl?
I don't know. You keep bringing it up, and it's just funny.
And didn't we do like a...
We did a smash cut to Czar, too.
Yeah, we did smash cut
Maybe
to
we'll
Czar.
do another smash cut right now. When
To
Flibbit
what?
goes, yeah, maybe we got a day of freedom, but we can find ourselves a breakfast. Smash cut. Czar Bloodhoof. Stormwoods. A wild magic storm above his head. Bounding through on the back of this scraper.
The double pig.
The tiefling lieutenant on his back.
The double piggy
And he's
back.
going, "Ugh, when I figure out who that cat and her squishy tentacled friend are, I'm going to put wanted posters up in the city, and we're going to catch them before they can do anything."
The tiefling's like, good idea, sir. And the scraper is just running through trees and breaking stuff. And Czar Bloodhoof shouts to the sky as the colorful magical raindrops start falling on his face. And he goes,
"Ugh, not again."
and a wild magic storm instead.
Dun-dun-dun.
But we'll never know what happened.
Maybe he grows bunny ears.
Maybe.
That would be funny.
Anyway, you start hearing voices.
Voices in the forest.
Voices in the forest.
That is
And-
like, as a rule, Kia wouldn't know this, but as a rule, that is almost like never good.
And they appear
I
to
read too many
be
books.
arguing voices.
Arguing.
Yeah. And you start getting a little closer, and you start
Kia
to see a
drops
little
down.
bit of a path, and you start to hear arguing. You hear this voice go,
No, my side better.
Wait, we're actually doing this?
"Yep."
You did it! You did it!
And he goes, no, my side better, my side prettier.
And then you hear another voice going,
No, my side best side. Your side lame.
You're actually doing this. He's actually doing this. This is an idea we came up with a long time ago.
"Yep, we did." And you start peeking around, and you see a very nice, very small little stone bridge going over the top of this creek.
Mm-hmm.
And on either side of the bridge, you sitting underneath, or sorry, not underneath. It's too small for that. Sitting on the edges of the bridge are two,
Like,
green-
like blocking the path.
blocking the path, are two green-skinned, tall, lanky-bodied, bulky, long, sharp teeth, snouts, and weird hairdos of green hair trolls. And they appear to be arguing with each other.
I suddenly just realized that trolls in D&D are like a lot more vicious than the bridge trolls that you usually have. I'm scared.
That being said, as you see them, and they are kind of gnarly looking, their hair is all matted, and they have this green skin. However, they do appear to be wearing person clothes.
Oh,
And one of them is wearing like a loose-fitting white shirt, kind of like a piratey shirt, and pants. And then the other one seems to be wearing a vest and pants.
a vest.
Yep, a vest,
Like a
like a sweater vest.
a sweater vest.
Like a
Does he have the
wool
shirt
vest.
underneath or no?
No shirt underneath, just the vest.
Just
And
the
they
sweater
both are
vest.
holding clubs, and they're staring at each other, and they're pointing their clubs and arguing.
Side better.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
And
amazing.
Maud kind of crouches down next to you, and she goes,
Trolls?
"Trolls blocking a bridge?
I mean, but they're not sitting under it.
We're not sitting under it.
It's too short.
And it's a really small bridge."
I know. Isn't that whole thing only like 5 feet across?
It's probably about 10 feet across.
Yeah.
And these guys are probably about, 8 feet tall.
Oh. It's like,
And
what's
the creek is
point?
just very tiny. And Flibbit's like,
Should we just like go past them? I don't know.
And one of the trolls reaches forward at his club at the other one. He goes,
My side is the best side, and I can prove it.
and he reaches down and picks up a flower, and he goes,
My side has best flowers.
and then the other one goes, No, my side has best flowers. And they pick up a flower and they start throwing flowers at each other.
So this just turned into like a wedding fight or something.
Uh-huh.
All of the flower girls throwing flower petals.
And the path is kind of right before the end of the opening, and you can start seeing some of the city behind the trees. It's a very wide forest. There's nothing really blocking you specifically from taking this path, but there are two trolls arguing.
I don't want to fight trolls. Do you think we can settle their argument? I'm also just inclined to walk through the stream. It's a really small stream.
Beryl's like, I mean, we could just go past them.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Depends on how benevolent you're feeling.
I mean, I think it's fine.
And you look over, and one of the trolls
Starts stomping his feet, and he goes, "No, my side has the best dirt. It tastes best."
and he scoops up dirt and starts eating it. And they're just arguing.
They're just arguing. It's like, how does dirt doesn't even taste good? How do you figure out if it tastes best?
And Maud's like, I really don't know that dealing with trolls is gonna lead to a correct answer.
I think it's just better to go around.
So you guys start walking around. All right. And you just like, how far over? Are you trying to be sneaky?
I'd probably be safe and probably go like 50 feet over
50 feet over.
from the bridge.
Okay. You go 50 feet over. And can you just make a stealth check? With advantage.
With advantage because they're arguing with each other.
They're arguing and not paying attention. At all.
19.
19. Okay. Yeah. They're just like eating dirt, throwing flowers at each other.
And one of them reaches over and he goes, "No, my side has best water."
And he scoops up some of the water from the creek, which is like 5 feet across. He picks it up and he starts splashing himself in the face with it. And so you start crossing over. The other one looks over at you guys.
He goes, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here. He should have taken your money."
And the other guy goes like, looks at you guys, looks back at his friend. He goes,
"No, my side, best side. They're on your side now. You need to take their money."
As you guys start crossing over. And then they start pulling out coins and just throwing them at each other. And they just completely forget about you guys as you walk by.
They're just like wasting their money at throwing.
Yeah, and they're just like, "No, my bridge is the best bridge." And they,
as it's the same bridge.
Yep. And you guys just calmly and casually walk past them. And as you're going away in the distance, you hear one of them go,
"Fool, we lost money again."
That's all. You didn't want to deal with them.
Yeah, I think as she hears that, I think Kia quickly just yells as loud as she can because they're beyond
help.
Yeah. I think she just yells, well, maybe if you stopped arguing so much, you wouldn't lose money.
And you just start hearing fighting.
You go, "Oh, don't hit me with club. I hit you with my club."
And then they start fighting and rolling and splashing around.
Wow.
And
as they're in people clothes.
Yeah, and Beryl's just like, "Man, trolls." That was I guess that was about what we expected.
Yeah. Trolls. I mean, I was expecting them to be a lot more vicious to us.
I think they were too busy being vicious to each other.
Yeah. Flowers don't even hurt. They're not even roses. They don't have thorns.
And you guys break through the clearing, and finally standing in front of you is the massive beginnings of Scarlet Hill, the city. Huge city, huge big gate with a big archway.
Is it a walled city?
It is a walled city, yes. And sitting in front of the gate are a couple bloodhound guards.
I guess Zara isn't back yet.
He's not back yet. And
and they wouldn't know me.
No, and Maud's like, "Yeah, we gotta step lightly, but I mean, they let rummagers in. We do trade. There's it's a big trade hub here, so we're just gonna need to be careful."
Okay. Yeah, okay.
And Flibbit's like, I'm a little more conspicuous. Do you want me to hide? Or something? Or you think we're good?
Well, guess you could fly over the wall. Are there any guards on top of the walls that I can see?
No, it seems to be just ground guards. There's not a lot of flight-based things that they need to be concerned about.
What if you, like, fly over the wall, maybe on the other side?
Okay, you want me to beach you somewhere?
Or, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And Flibbit takes off into the trees on the side, and he's gonna go.
Meet me,
Beryl looks at you and she goes, let's meet at the
Where do we
market.
meet?
We'll meet in the market square.
Yeah, Market Square.
All right.
Where's Market Square?
You'll be able to tell. It's pretty quick in, and it's the biggest square in town.
Okay.
Big opening, lots of vendor carts, things like that.
Okay.
Great place to sell Passworld tech. Flibbit goes, all right, I'll see you there. And you guys start trekking off towards Scarlet Hill. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Da-da-da.
Level 7 Kia, making moves. Gonna ethereally step your way through some nonsense? Is that
Yeah.
your plan?
Ethereal step my way through some nonsense
Sounds
or
pretty good.
whatever you said.
That's what I said. And we're getting up there. We're starting to get to Scarlet Hill.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what's going to happen with that next week.
Leave us a comment, a review,
Mhm.
a star rating.
A strongly worded compliment.
What?
I don't know.
That can go both good or bad ways.
You know, they say bad publicity. Wow. Bad publicity is still publicity.
True.
So even if you hate our show, leave us a review.
Yeah.
It'll still count. Hey, thanks everyone for listening. Hopefully you
Pure
guys
nonsense.
are enjoying it. We're kind of coming in towards a little bit of a Act 3 situation.
Is this a video game?
Kind of, sort of.
It's a game.
It's a game of sorts. And
Act 3.
we'll see how things unravel as Kia gets into Scarlet Hill. So join us next week on
Dadventurous.